This is the Steve Spagnuolo Show, exclusively on 101 ESPN.
DeMarco Farr and Steve Savard flanking the head coach of the St. Louis Rams, Steve Spagnuolo. Steve, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
For a lot of folks at work today didn't hear your comments, haven't read them online. What specifically did you take away from having a chance to break down the film today?
Well, there's certainly, like any other game, especially a close game, like that 2-point game, you can take one or two plays out of the game, and the win-loss could go either way. Now that's that probably happens in a lot of NFL games, but certainly in a close one. So we just got to find a way to make sure that those one or two plays, or three or four, whatever they are, end up going our way and not the other way. But I did think the effort was there. I think there's a lot of desire, and there's a bunch of passion in that locker room with this football team. And right now I'm going to focus on that, or we're all going to focus on that, and move on to Green Bay.
When you addressed the team, did you address the team today before you watched the film? Are you a coach that takes mental notes of body language and posture?
Yeah, I would probably say that's true.
It's in a player's nature to drop his head after a loss. So, I mean, did you have to pump guys up today?
No, DeMarco, not in the I think everybody was in tune. We talked a little bit about it in the locker room after the game and how we'd approach this thing, and I think the guys have done that. I do want the team to be upset about the result, not discouraged about what happened and where we're going from here. And I think they all did that. Asked them to be very receptive to the corrections and be accountable, and then move on, get it corrected and move on.
All right, injury situation. The news could be worse here. Jason Smith going to miss it. He's doubtful for Sunday, let's put it that way. So Adam Goldberg steps in, and we were talking about this. To have his versatility at this point, he's the only guy in the NFL last year to start at 4 different positions. So you must have a comfort factor. Pat Shurmur must have a comfort factor. Steve Loney and Art Valera must have a comfort factor with him playing right tackle next Sunday, if necessary.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have a guy like Adam. I mean, in the course of the game or in a game where he's not a starter and we know we can plug him in any spot, that's a great advantage to have. That's the whole versatility thing I've been talking about all through training camp when we ask about guys at different positions. It's always, you help yourself when you have a corner that can play safety and, a linebacker that can line up on a wideout or detach, or a defensive end that can go in and play tackle. In this case, it's an offensive lineman that's a tackle that can go in and probably play some guard if he had to and play both tackle spots. And I thought Adam did a solid job, and we needed that in this game. Guys are going to get hurt in this league. It's hard to go through the whole season without getting anybody hurt. So we're going to need that as we go forward, and it's nice to have a guy like Adam.
How about your quarterback, Mark Bolger? I mean, he showed some toughness the other day. I mean, he took some pops, and like Stully said, I mean, he had some marks on him that were, I mean, indicative of getting beat around. How about your quarterback?
Well, you hit the nail on the head, DeMarco. That's one tough guy, and when the guy taking the ball from center and putting it in his hands every snap is that tough, I think that's a big advantage for us. He did not want to come out of the game on that play where he slid and got hit, and that's why he called the timeout. Hey, I respect him for that. Don't want to use up a timeout, but I do respect the fact that he wanted to be in there. He didn't want to leave his teammates, and he was trying to win a football game.
You're going to be at home this week. I know you're loving this. You're looking forward to your first home regular season game at the Edward Jones Dome. Are you looking forward to the support of a rowdy crowd?
Oh, I love it. I can't wait. I know the players can't wait. Again, we got to treat this as, just the next game, try to get our first win. We'll try to be focused on what happens between the white lines, but there's no question, and DeMarco, I'm sure, can attest to this. It's not, you don't bank on needing it to win the game, but certainly we're all human. When you feel that support by the people in the crowd, I think it gives you a little bit extra juice, and I'm really looking forward to, the players, I'm sure, are looking forward to putting a tremendously great effort on the field on Sunday so that the people in St. Louis can be proud of us.
Steve, thanks. We'll turn you loose to get ready for Green Bay.
Guys.
We appreciate it. All right, thank you, Steve. You're listening to the Steve Spagnuolo Show on the St. Louis Rams Radio Network.